Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government. And you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security.
Quick stitch or programming note, if you like. We filmed this episode while Chuck Schumer was busy turning his back on the fight. So we didn't know at the time that Chuck Schumer had lied and was busy backstabbing us. But our position is absolutely we should have stayed and fought. He should primary, he should resign. But that is all. I just want to make sure to point out that I think is spineless and man, just disappointed.
Welcome everyone, my name is John here with my brother Jake and my good friend Brad here to sift the wreckage last week and talk about what's left. Cheap equipment, we are a work in progress. The Punk Rock Garage Band podcast, adding our voices to the resistance as loud as we can. Derealization Nation is growing thanks to you, so thank you all for being here. Continue to like our videos on YouTube and Substack, subscribe if you haven't already, and please tell your friends and fellow travelers. Our bi-weekly workers newsletters on the Derealization Nation Substack, so be sure to check that out for the latest in wage union and workers' right news. Also, our YouTube page regularly shares videos from other reputable sources for news not run by the state, so be sure to check that out as well. Actually, I want to say, if you want to know what Midas' Touch is going to be talking about 2 weeks from now, you can just listen to us and we'll let you know, because that's kind of been the trend. That's how serious kind of been the trend. Today they were talking about Trump crashing the economy on purpose. So there you go. That's not the first time either. Axis of Evil, I had that 2 weeks before anybody else did. But yeah, just throw it out there. If you want to know what they're going to be talking about 2 weeks from now, here we are. So it pays to follow us and it's free, so thank you all. We love you. Bringing the guys, Brad and Jake. Brad, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm a little jealous. I know you got to get out golfing this week already.
I did, brother. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Fantastic. Want to tell the world how you shot?
I shot bogey golf, so I'll take bogey golf for the first time out for the year. Oh, yeah. Not a bad round.
I'd be happy with something like that.
There's different ways to golf.
Well, I just golfed decent for my first round of the year.
What is this different bogey golf?
Jake can go to the driving range all day, but he won't golf. He won't run the whole course at night.
I will do short holes.
Yeah.
Like a par 3? There's a par 3 out y'all's way called Pardos, I think it is. It's a par 3 you can walk.
Yeah.
Walk. I like how you said walk, Brad, like you like to walk a golf course ever.
Yeah, fuck walking a golf course.
No.
I don't understand the point. I just go for a fucking hike. I pay $40 to go for a fucking walk.
Brad drives the golf court into the bathroom.
Shouldn't have fucking given it to me if you don't want me to fucking drive it.
That's right. Jake, how about you, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I'm just at work.
Yeah, same. Big birthday party this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big 3.
Yeah, number 3. We'll see you.
Wait a minute, you're turning 30?
No, 3.
No, absolutely not.
Nephew.
Just my 20s.
Oh.
We got a Thomas the Tank Engine party to go to.
Hell yeah, dude. Turn it.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, love to stay in Pleasantville all day, but point is to be here to talk about what happened this week. As we were coming on, Trump had a meeting with NATO where he decided to ask for their help annexing Greenland and Canada on camera. So that was fun. Just more embarrassment for him. But I want to start talking about the CR, the so-called clean CR, which a clean CR is obviously one with no attachments. And this came with so many attachments. And Senate Democrats did do the right thing eventually after much persuasion. It was quite a movement of people online, and I know I encouraged anybody that I knew that like had a blue state senator to like call. And everybody, I think they got the message though. Just fight this shit. So the bill was some of the stuff stable too. It was just like immigration shit, increased spending for immigration. Also, just kind of gave carte blanche to Elon and Trump to use the money however they wanted. Just as a point of reference, the spending bill usually has about 2,800 pages of direct instructions on how to spend the money, and this bill had 800 pages. So it just left a lot of vagary, basically making it so that they could spend it however the hell they wanted to. So it's a good thing that it did not pass. It's unfortunate the government may have to shut down, but when it's being hacked apart by a chainsaw, it's really hard to I don't know. It's hard for me to justify any other way. Brad, you were saying about Fetterman, though. He did.
Yeah, Fetterman. Yeah, he did the fucking dip and twirl. I think it is. What they say.
Yeah.
Like he's a Republican, bro. I don't care what it says. That man and his gym shorts are both voting red. He stepped into the booth and voted against himself in the last election.
Yeah, he probably did.
He's a Republican through and through. And the one time the Democrats show some backbone and like some unity, Fetterman's like, absolutely not, dude. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
Yep. And I mean, that's the image he's trying to give off as the tough guy thing. And then its opportunity comes to be tough. His opportunity comes to be the guy. And he goes, my knees are chilly, and quits.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I don't get it. But thankfully we didn't need him to shut it down. So, I don't know. The immigration thing, that's been a complete waste of fucking time. They canceled the Gitmo planes. Brought everybody back. So no 30,000 violent criminals. They canceled Gitmo, canceled the use of military planes because it was costing an extraordinary amount of money to fly these things in and out. The whole thing's been a fucking show. The whole thing's just been a giant fucking TV show. $250 million spent on commercials run on Fox News. Those undecided people on Fox News had to be reassured by Kristi Noem, who started this commercial by thanking Donald Trump for all his help, that they were out there just, getting these criminals off the streets. In reality, they've done nothing of the sort, and there's nothing but spend money. Government spending is up this month, so congratulations to Elon Musk and Doge. Jake pointed out the wasted money floating into the ocean before we started. He blew up another rocket.
Because we want to live on Mars.
Yeah. Smart. I mean, he's going to have to do something once we fucking run him out of this place. I mean, he probably should have had this escape route planned long before he started being this much of an asshole. Do you guys really think...
He does.
Do you think they really don't...
He does have an escape plan.
Really?
There's this little land bridge. Yeah, there's this little land bridge that goes from Alaska over to that other country. Yeah.
Yes, our ally, right? The good guys.
Yes.
The ones who are ruthlessly annoyed by their neighbor and their sovereignty.
Yeah, that one.
That's them. Right. Hey, that's a great one too. So, Trump, Mr. Tough Guy, it's like, he sends Rubio and them out to get Ukraine to agree to a ceasefire. And Putin's like, what ceasefire? He's out there in his military uniform on TV telling his guys more territory. So, yeah, basically just fucking pulled Donald Trump's pants down on national television, or Russian television, and just shamed him over and over again. It's like they do when they show those naked pictures of Melania on state TV, and it's like, oh, they respect me. How do you assume that this is a state that respects you when they show naked pictures of your wife on their state-run television? You know?
Imagine how embarrassing that should be.
Should be, but
unless this country could truly ruin him, unless Russia had the ability to ruin him, he should have done something about that.
No, he thinks he's his friend, man. They've been through so much together. Russia. Maybe you've heard.
It's almost like Russia could release that information to ruin
him. Almost. Shit. FBI could do that too, I'm sure.
Yeah, those Epstein files still haven't come out. That's weird.
Weird. Man, I really thought he was gonna release those things fucking right off.
We already stopped talking about it. He yelled at Zelensky in the White House, and people stopped talking about it.
Wow.
They're too busy erasing all the files that have the word gay in it.
It's just an algorithm. That's just everything and anything gay.
Google searched gay and then blocked everything. Doesn't matter if your last name's gay. It's like that one time when they tried to change all the gay words to homosexual, so like on the news, like the one athlete was like Richard homosexual. Because they're blocking all terms of gay. That's what they're doing with your tax dollars.
It's so crazy. What an efficient use of money. Can't believe it.
It's tough when ChatGPT is running the government efficiency.
My God. I was just surprised that they're, feeling comfortable enough to call this an economic transition. It feels like a banned word. It's crazy. I don't know what the transition is. I guess from like being wealthy to being broke, I guess, is kind of the transition.
That's how it's going now.
Moving money
for our elders.
Yeah, moving money from Meals on Wheels into Elon Musk's pocket. That's the transition we're making here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Man. And it's crazy. I hear what the other side thinks is that their point is with this stuff too, and it's preposterous. They don't live in reality. Jake, I think, were you talking about the Sam Seder thing, or Cedar Jubilee one, like the older guy that was debating all those millennials, or not millennials, kids?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad, did you see this?
Me?
Yes, I did.
There's no there is no point in arguing with these guys, right? There's no point. They're just right. They have no.
The one with that smile is creepy.
The which one?
The one where she says your smile is creepy. And he's like, my smile is creepy, and she's like, no, just your smile is creepy. I love this.
So this is how I don't know if you know this part, guys, but so the clips started making their way into the MAGAverse, right? And they were like, the one kid was like convinced that government agencies receive tax cuts for hiring minorities. Government agencies receive tax cuts. That was this guy's brain job. It was like, it's a government agency. They don't pay taxes. Like that, it's taxpayer funded. And he's like, no, it's not. And he just absolutely refused to believe it. Now, MAGA assumed that the idiot was a liberal. And so when they first started cutting this thing, they were like, look at this stupid liberal. And then you play the rest of the video and find out that, actually, he's on your side. And now we know why.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
The whole time, I think I only saw the clip, so I never knew he was actually a Republican, because he spoke pretty eloquently.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the conservatives. All the conservatives assumed that Sam Seder was. And Sam said he is like, I don't know if it's Cedar or Seder, but I catch a glimpse of his history, and he is not decidedly not conservative in any way, shape, or form. Extremely progressive person.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah, just incredible. There's just no point in arguing with them. They're down the rabbit hole. I don't know. There's nothing for them. I don't know.
That's the thing. I really tried. I tried to just have actual conversations with people, but I realized that it doesn't matter what I said, because this conversation that we're about to have is nowhere near the decade of indoctrination that these people have gone through.
Nope.
Like, it is truly a psyop.
Yeah.
At this point.
There's no
data.
I don't know. I listened to a lot of this stuff, like offline with John Favreau. They've been talking about it quite a bit, and I don't know. The guy on there today again was just like, "There's no silver bullet for this. You just kind of hope some. It's like they're sick, and you're just like hoping someday like that they recognize, like somebody with dementia. You know what I mean? Like you just enjoy the moments where the good person that you knew and grew up with comes through, and then try to just ignore the angry man screaming racial slurs.
Ugh.
I don't know.
It's so disheartening. I just don't get it.
No, I don't know if there's anything to get. I mean, it's all built on lies, and they believe those lies. I mean, if Republicans are going to balance the budget, Republicans are going to cut taxes for them. They haven't even figured out how to, like, they haven't even mathed out how to pay for an extension of the tax cuts.
Right.
From before. Like, that's the carve-out that they have, which eliminates essentially Medicaid, doesn't even cover that. So, no tax on tips. And then you hear the press secretary spinning it already that the tariffs, what he meant to say was no tax on tips is going to happen because of tariffs. Like, the tariffs are your tax cut. Your higher prices are your tax cut.
Right.
It's beyond the pale. And the crazy part about it is they, without hesitation, will drink that up.
They fucking love it.
So it's like, I never want to hear another Republican talk about a balanced budget ever again. I never want to hear another Republican talk about the fucking national debt ever again.
It's a myth. It's all a myth.
It's all a myth. It's stupid. I mean, it's not a fucking business. We're not trying to turn a fucking profit here. The most of the problems in this country are because corporations, act the way that they act because they are all for profit. So they act like psychopaths. They get treated like citizens, but get to act like psychopaths without any repercussions. I was getting into that kind of that Citizens United discussion of money and politics, but I mean, I don't even know how deep you really have to go on that, because you have this just giant example in Elon Musk and what he can do. I mean, he didn't just buy this election. He spent $1.6 million in Wisconsin on a fucking judicial race for a court that he has business in front of. Supreme Court in Wisconsin. $1.6 million. I think it backfired hard, but
it did. Fuck him.
Still, though.
He can't even do business anymore. He claimed that it was too much on live television.
I did see that, yeah. That was like such a softball interview, too. That dude was like, "How are you so wonderful?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah, and whatever to Wisconsin farmers anyways.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
Big press right now. Too bad. You voted for it.
Well, here's the thing. Is that last time Trump was in office and he did this, he just gave money.
Yep.
So he just paid the farmers and essentially it was a wash. So like, okay, well, the government's going to spend money paying farmers essentially because he put the tariffs on it. So there was a dirty tariff from China, and it killed our soybean industry. So he was paying them. He was supplementing their income. Well, now, because of this government waste thing that they're doing, it would be insane for him to give them subsidies because he just can't. I mean, I guess he could because it doesn't fucking matter and they'll eat it up anyway. But to claim we're cutting government waste and then also implement a tariff that will directly influence you having to bail out the farmers is kind of tough for any rational person to comprehend. For them, they'll just be like, look at Trump saving the farmers. Yeah, because you fucking ruined the farmers.
Yeah, right. And look at him fixing the problem he created. But that is an authoritarian fucking basic right there. Create problem, solve problem. Stockholm syndrome.
A meme of him putting a medal on himself. For like creating and solving the problem.
That's so gross. And probably true. I'm sure he does it all the time. I'm sure every time he fucking blows a load, he gets up and fucking knights himself. I gotta say that. So, there was one thing I didn't want to forget to bring up. Oh, so for the Robert F. Kennedy fans out there, all these Maha guys and the farmers, little combo, little 2-for-1, cancellation of this huge USDA huge but tiny part of the budget USDA contract that promoted everything from 4-H clubs to a specifically, though, I want to point out, a nutrition program that encouraged schools to buy fruits and vegetables from local farmers. So congratulations to all of those fucking idiot Kennedy voters who you just had to be so much smarter than everybody else. And then when he went to Trump, you went with him. So congratulations. Making America healthy again with the fucking measles, Get to your measles party, Make sure your kids get there. Make sure they get their measles and their chicken pox. Make sure their years of 8 through 10 are spent at parties catching fucking infectious diseases to make sure that they don't die when they get older. What a fucking brilliant childhood that sounds like. Anyway. So yeah, that's for them. I just wanted to let them know that that's what they're doing. If Robert F. Kennedy just come out and said, "Listen, I just wanted to kill my dad," that's why I'm going with Trump because I just like that. I could respect that. But this,
I just want to know who killed my dad.
This other bullshit is just it's through the roof ridiculous. It's through the roof ridiculous. He's a fucking hypocrite. He's on there. I guess Midas Touch reports this all the time, but obviously I ain't going on there, but. On True Social, he's selling like hydroxychloroquine, whatever the hell that shit's called, the crap they wanted to use to cure COVID. Like, buy it now, stock up. And it's got Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s face on it. I mean, they will fucking sell anything. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but man, they're just fucking hucksters. Just hucksters.
Didn't Trump say the UV light would kill COVID?
If he wants suggested
all of it.
Mainlining bleach.
Yeah. I mean, if you will mainline bleach, you will. There's not too many things that are off limits for you. Just absolutely ridiculous.
I just want to make all 7 of our viewers aware to not inject bleach. If they should inject bleach, it will not save you from COVID.
No, it will not. It will not. Well, what do we want to talk about? I do want to talk about trans congressperson Sarah McBride, who was misgendered in her committee, and then went and misgendered the chair. I love this trend of like,
then she was defended quite nobly.
Right? I thought so too. I was like, man, that's.
If she didn't have to do it herself, that was so refreshing.
Right. No, I'm with you there.
Because then it doesn't seem like, she's the crazy liberal, because there's someone else defending her, so it's not her lashing out.
An old white man was defending her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Good.
It made it so much more powerful.
Good for us.
So much more.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was really, really cool, man. It's really cool. I could not let a show go by without bringing that up. Other small victories in the world in that community in Montana. their trans congressperson gave an impassioned speech and helped kill a anti-drag bill in Montana. 13 Republican state senators, I believe it was, switched sides to vote with her. And so that was pretty, I mean, that's pretty good, man. It goes to show, like, Trump is betting hardcore that trans hate, I mean, he said it today, too. He's like, I just tell them, oh, just wait till the election and bring up trans people. Like, that's all the Democrats could talk about, which is crazy because it's all they talk about. The thing is like, I don't know. He was right, though. He's been right. When he's won, he's been right. Hate has overtaken people. And
is it in Texas where they're trying to impose laws where if you try to assume the wrong pronoun, you can be arrested?
I think so. I know I saw that. It's just like in the embargoed information. I can't remember what state it was.
I'm assuming Texas because they're down the street.
A proposed bill in Austin now threatens to charge transgender people with, quote, gender identity fraud. If passed, it would become a felony to identify as a gender opposite to what a person was assigned at birth. The bill was filed last week by Republican State Representative Tom Olverson, who represents the Cypress area. State jail felonies are punishable by up to 2 years in jail and a fine of up to $10,000. Trans rights advocates are calling this bill alarming.
Assholes. Yeah. God, this is running a little bit long, but I gotta say too on this subject of hypocrisy, Andrew fucking Tate again called it fucking 2-3 months ago. The second we found out that they were talking to Romania, knew what this was about. They have not just allowed them back into this country, they have openly fucking embraced them. This is your party. The cabal of pedophiles and groomers is the G-O-fucking-P. And it is not some hypothetical deep state. It is out in the fucking open in plain sight for everybody to see. Full fucking stop. There is nothing else to say about that. It is reality. You can sit there and fucking pretend that it's not. But your boy gets front row seats at a fucking UFC fight? This is what you're about. This is what you're about. You're not out here protecting women. You're not out here protecting. I hate doing this, but you are trash. That's a trashy, horrible thing to do. Because you went out of your way to bring them back here. There was no need for that. It's different than, they haven't been convicted because they've admitted to it. They talk about it openly. They don't care. So they never cease to disgust me harder. I don't know. I couldn't let that one go.
It's insane how much real life has become reality television.
Yeah, well, look who the fucking president is, man. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. That's who he is. That's where he comes from. It's what made him famous. It's what he knows. He knows ratings, I guess. But I don't know. Even Survivor gets old after a while. So I don't know. I think that's good. I think let's take a break.
Cool.
All right. So great job to everybody who participated in those economic blackouts. Do it every day as much as you can. If you're going to pay $1 million for cornflakes, may as well be at a union shop like Giant Eagle. Or better yet, a locally owned business if your town is lucky enough to even have those. Whatever you buy, don't buy Nestle. This one comes with a free story. So welcome to the Never Sponsor list, you fucking Bond villains. It's not bad enough that you actually suggested buying up the entire water supply just to sell it back to people when the inevitable happens. The other day, get these ice cream sandwiches and Toll House cookies, right? Only to find out it's no ice cream in it. It's some disgusting frozen wad of fucking pomade or leave-in conditioner or something smashed between two Toll House cookies. Some disgusting white sludge tastes like the bottom of a fucking toilet seat. And if that wasn't enough to damn you to hell, the sludge is made out of fucking palm oil. So you cut down the goddamn rainforest to replace ice cream with fucking frozen pomade. What in the actual fuck is wrong with you? No, nothing, Nestle, anything, you fucking absolute monsters. Who does that to ice cream? We're back.
Like and subscribe and check us out on YouTube and Substack today. It's time for Punch in the Third World.
The economy's tanking, wars with every single nation on the planet, living on the whim of a demented orange geezer who regularly shits himself in public, wondering whether JD is wearing too much mascara or is going for that smoky eye look, open public corruption, intimidation of the free press, measles everywhere. Jesus Christ, it's just an absolute avalanche of shit this week. So, Brad, as you pour yourself up through the heat, hoping you're climbing up and not burying yourself deeper, what steaming pile stood out to you like the lone peanut?
We gotta think. It just pisses me off so much, bro. As I said, the nostalgia of my childhood made me think that America was a powerhouse and we were respected by everyone. That's what I thought, right? That's what I've been taught my whole life. And then we turned the White House front lawn into a fucking car commercial.
Tesla.
Going on now at the White House Tesla Auto Mall. It's the biggest sale of the year.
Very safe, it's very strong, heavy, it's all steel, stainless steel.
Come on down to Pennsylvania Avenue, just off Route 29, to get our best deal ever on a brand new Tesla.
I want to make a good deal here. They have one, which is $35,000, which is pretty low.
Get a Model 1 with a different panel and everything's computer.
This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer.
So don't waste your time going to those other Tesla dealerships with riots and flaming cyber trucks. You gotta come down to White House Tesla Auto Mall.
I love Tesla.
You gotta come down to White House Tesla Auto Mall.
This is really amazing.
Tesla.
For the guy that paid $250 million to have the president of the United States elected. Like, what do we represent as a country? What are we doing? Are we just, like, is this just how it's going to be from now on? That we just sell out to the highest bidder and then you do their bidding? Because this is insane to me that we look like this on a world level. Like, all the trade wars and the tariffs and the fact that we're basically like turning against our allies from a trade perspective.
Oh, we're a pariah.
Crazy. Yeah, it's truly insane. Like how we look on that world scales, it's terrible. But this one really takes the cake. We look like we have a used car salesman up there telling us, even though if you remember Trump's campaigning, electric cars were the fucking worst, and we're gonna drill, baby, drill.
That's right.
Because we don't need this electric car bullshit. And now he's standing on the front lawn of the White House selling cars for this man. And it is just amazing what $250 million can buy you in America.
Yeah.
We just look ridiculous. We look like a reality TV show. It's like the episode where the gang starts a car dealership, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is the same kind of narcissistic horse shit too, like that just drives sitcoms. You know, where you're just like, that's so unbelievably you're so unbelievably not self-aware, like that's not possible, but it's funny because it's absurd. But this is reality, like, you know, that if this was TV, like you would say that this show has jumped the shark. Like it's gone too far. This is beyond believable. Like nobody would believe this shit. It's crazy.
It's not funny anymore. It's past its time.
Right. Yeah. It's you're not the Simpsons. You don't have that kind of staying power. Shit ain't funny no more. Paid another $100 million, by the way, for that car commercial. Gave it to campaign, one of Donald Trump's campaign things. You know, just washing money in and out. Doesn't matter. There's a million ways to spend money on Donald Trump. You can buy some of his meme coin. You can. I mean, he's just completely free and open to bribery. But, that Hunter Biden laptop, boy. They should just let that come out. There was nothing on that. It made no goddamn material difference whatsoever. The other guy was out here talking about raping women and just, calling it locker room talk. Like, there was no... I don't know. That was a mistake. They should just let that go. Like, why even ask? Who gives a shit? Hunter Biden ain't running for president.
No, he's done wrong. I don't understand. Like, I don't care if he's president or not. If these people are committing crimes against women and children, then you hang them from the tallest fucking tower. I don't care, blue, red, orange, pink. I don't give a fuck. Hang them, all of them.
No, I don't know. Stupid, absolutely stupid. But yeah, it's crazy. They get out here. They're selling these cars. He's selling these weird MAGA hats in the Oval Office. Say Trump was right about everything. I'm not sure.
Well,
I can't think of one single thing that he's been correct.
White House?
At the Resolute desk, at the very serious desk that good evening, my fellow Americans. That desk, yeah, buy my merch. It's fucking unreal. The host of Ben Maselius from Midas Touch, he signs up for the Trump emails, right? Every single day they ask their followers for money. Every single day. Every single day. They're in the White House. I don't know what else they want. Just grifting, nonstop grifting. It's sick. The Trump meme coin thing too, man. There's people that bought a lot of that, got fucking rug pulled. It's just unbelievable.
Man, lost their ass.
Had no idea what they were doing, but Trump sure as fuck did. That's the thing. This man is getting wealthy right now. There's no doubt about it. Him and his...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are 14 billionaires in the cabinet adjacent areas that are running this thing, and not a single one of them is losing money. They get on Fox News and they are laughing, and they are, hail President Trump. I mean, Howard Lutnick is the worst of them, the crypto guy. I don't know if you guys ever get a chance to see some of those clips, but God, he just gets on there. It's like, Donald Trump is just the most wonderful, gracious. I mean, he just the things he says about him. I mean, we've highlighted it before, but I mean, he's a sycophant bad. I quit even like, I could not do that bit, the Simps bit, any longer because it's just too much. It really is, man. Like, I make myself nauseous just fucking scratching the surface of the things that his supporters say about him. It's crazy. And I just want everybody in the world to remember that, come election day, there was not one single fucking Republican who did not give a standing ovation to Doge and all these things. You guys see in Ohio, the guy held that teleconference town hall where they tried to control the narrative, and it was like, who approves of Doge, yes or no? And like something like 70% said fuck Doge, like in Ohio.
Yeah.
In Ohio, and not in like our 2 or 3 very blue districts, like,
because these people thought that he was kidding when he said he was going to come to the Department of Education.
Yep, no,
That's what I mean. There's so much stuff that they've passed off that Donald Trump has said that they're like, oh, it's just a joke. It was just a joke. So when he's like, I'm going to come to the Department of Education, they're like, nah, he's fucking playing around. And then next thing you know, he goes to the Department of Education, and they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. This is an important point, and I want to emphasize this a lot, because over and over again in his first term, we were saved from idiotic things like this. Over and over again. And Democrats are not going to be able to save people from the worst of this before this 2 years is up. Even with Congress and the Senate in 2 years, like, a lot of bad shit's going to happen, because within those inner works, like we were saying before the election, the people that would have put a stop to this or would have said no aren't there anymore. Standing ovations for all of this. Standing ovations for lies. Standing ovations for bullshit. For cutting the Department of Education. For cutting Meals on Wheels. For cutting Medicaid. For cutting healthcare. It's just, they're not just complicit. They are actively screaming. I don't give a flying fuck. Do you hear me? If they are talking in private about how messed up it is. Because it doesn't make a goddamn piece of difference what the hell you say in the privacy of your own home. You have a fucking responsibility. You're a public fucking figure. Say it in public. You represent the people who are being hurt, killed even. And you got the fucking, well, you think that your fucking thoughts and prayers in private make a goddamn piece of difference to people? They fucking don't. So the thing is like, you know, as much as people want to talk about Democrats, they didn't put Democrats in office. They put fucking Republicans in office. And it's going to take Republicans to stop this shit soon. And if not, you know, by the time we get around to impeaching him in 26, it might be too fucking late for a lot of things. It's gonna be, and either way, it's death, and it's death every day. Like, more and more people are dying every day because of this shit. More and more people are slipping into poverty because of this shit. And it's not gonna slow down or stop. I don't know. There's a certain... I understand why James Carville is kind of like, let him miss you. You know? Quit saving him. Like the philosopher Glorilla said, you know? Don't want to save, don't save him.
Yeah, unfortunately, those casualties will go right alongside the casualties other people we're trying to protect every day.
I agree. And I think that's why it felt so wrong. Because you just, you know, it's crass politics. It's not us. You know, we can't let grandma starve to prove a point. It's not who we are.
Well, good news. He's gonna get rid of daylight saving time, so you have that extra hour with grandma. Okay?
Thank God. I'll get to see her die in natural
You'll
light.
get that extra hour with grandma. Don't you worry.
Awesome. Fan-fucking-tastic. In the interest of time, Jake, what's your turn this week?
So mine is on him posting, what is that app he has? The Truth. What is it? Truth
Social.
Right. I believe it's an ironic nickname.
Yeah, the pink triangle with the no sign over top of it. And that's just a little bit alarming for the whole community, because if you don't know, the pink triangle was used in Nazi Germany in the concentration camps to identify gay men in the camps who were subject to castration and I think to testing, like medical testings, and a bunch of other creepy shit that they did just because they were gay. And we've not recently, but we've reclaimed it in time to like silence equals death, and help raise awareness for AIDS and everything. And this man is just trying to reclaim it back again for his little Nazi movement that they say that they aren't. And just bringing a big old axe down on our community, you know? A little bit scary.
It is astonishing to me that I can consume 12 hours of politics a day and have not heard that one.
You didn't hear that one?
I did not.
And I guess a lot of people are comparing, like, for the veterans, you know how Donald Trump was so big on helping the veterans and stuff, and I guess his recent campaign for the military or whatever, his commercial or something, they compared it to Biden's because Biden's was, like, so inclusive. It had, like, a girl named Emma participating in the Pride March on his, but, like, in Trump's is just all, like, angry militia, like, war kind of shit. So, what it is.
Yeah, man, that's ugly. Ugly. You know, this I'm not a Nazi thing, like, you are. And I mean, you are because your leadership does it, says it, and doesn't apologize for it. They don't try to distance themselves from this shit at all. You know?
Yeah.
Whether you think Elon Musk did a Nazi salute or not, guess what Elon Musk didn't do? He didn't say, I didn't do a Nazi salute. That's what people do when they accidentally do things that are embarrassing. They apologize immediately, you know? You don't fucking shit yourself in the elevator and then just, pretend it didn't happen. I mean, I guess you could, but you're a bad person all around for all of it, right?
Especially when you have an entire social media platform that would allow you to immediately get it out to the world.
Yeah.
That you not mean what you said.
Yeah.
I don't understand how we can keep letting these people play in our fucking faces.
I don't either. It's this thing, like going back to what we were saying about like the Seder thing with the debates and trying to talk to these guys. How do you talk to somebody that just is like, well, I didn't see nothing?
Unless you're a billionaire, a religious fundamentalist, or a xenophobic nationalist, voting for Trump was a mistake.
Xenophobic national, like, what's the problem with xenophobic nationalism? Don't you think that's better for Americans in general? Like
xenophobic nationalism is better.
We should have a dominant culture.
What the fuck are you talking about? And then he does things like this. So he's taking these. You have to be a Nazi to know about these, or be a persecuted group by Nazis to know this deep history of what this even means. And I promise you, like, that Trump is not so deep in the LGBTQ plus community that he is aware of that symbol for that reason. He's aware.
I'm sure he doesn't have to reclaim. I'm sure.
I'm sure that's what he won't claim it because he doesn't have to, because there'll be fucking 1,000 MAGA influencers on TikTok telling you that exactly. Like this is what he actually means. There's a whole ecosystem that just tells you what he actually means. Donald Trump, comes out, I hate this. I'm gonna do this. People are like, what he actually means. And then he comes out and he does the thing, and they're like, well, what he's actually doing. It's like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And they don't quit. They don't quit. So we can't quit. You know what I mean? Like, we can't quit. It doesn't matter. That's it, man. That's it. Got to do every little bit you can. Every little bit. Man. It's a deep cut of it. How do I not hear this? How do I not hear this? It's crazy.
I know. We covered the Holocaust, I think, every year in high school. They never once mentioned this. Never once. If you don't know, like, your gay culture, go look it up. There's so much behind it. There's so many things. The hanky tags that we used to use?
Yeah.
Where if you had a handkerchief in your back pocket and each color had a different symbolism, what you were looking for and what you wanted.
I've heard of it.
I think like one would symbolize something. I don't know like what they would symbolize, but like something was like for looking for a bear or looking for a third. You know what I mean? It's like crazy stuff like that. How we used to communicate under cover.
Yeah, I want to say it was that American Horror Story with young Spock that covered that I learned a little bit about that. I never finished it. I wonder if it was any good. All right, Jake, that was a good one. So mine this week. Let's start with Mahmoud Khalil. For my turn, I found a video of Senator Chris Murphy explaining it way better than I could have. So here it is.
A young man by the name of Mahmoud Khalil, an immigrant and a legal permanent resident of the United States, is being held right now in prison, even though no criminal charges have been filed against him. Now, I want to tell you why that should matter to every single American. Khalil is a recent graduate of Columbia University. He opposed Israel's military operation in Gaza. He has deep animus toward Israel's policies and the U.S. support for those policies. He helped organize the protests over Gaza at his university last year. You can disagree with his views or his politics, but there is no evidence he has broken any law. The last weekend, Trump officials entered his apartment and took him into custody. They brought him to a detention facility in New Jersey at first, but when his family went to visit him, he wasn't there. For a while, his family and his lawyer had no idea where he was. They eventually found out that he was being held in a detention facility in Louisiana, and that's where he still is today. In dictatorships, They call this practice being disappeared. No charges, no claims of criminal behavior. The White House doesn't claim he did anything criminal. He's in jail because of his political speech. And here's why everybody should care. In America, your political speech is protected, whether or not the president likes what you say. But today, if you're loyal to Donald Trump, your speech is going to be protected, even if it's hate speech. You can be Marco Ellis, an employee of Doge, who said he, quote, was racist before it was cool, and, quote, normalize Indian hate. And the Vice President of the United States will tweet in your defense. But if you are disloyal to Trump, or you're organizing against Trump's political agenda, your speech could be criminalized. You could find yourself in jail. Now, Trump chose to begin by disappearing a Palestinian immigrant, hoping that his place of birth and his immigrant status would just cause people to look the other way. But we cannot. Because once it becomes normal for the regime to disappear people simply for protest against the regime's policies, once a citizen or a resident of America can be locked away with no charges against them simply because they protested, there is no going back for America. Even if you're a hardened Trump supporter, this practice should cross the line for you. Even if you disagree with Khalil's views, this practice should cross the line for you. This has nothing to do with supporting Trump. This is about supporting an American value, maybe the most important American value, protecting free speech, even if it's speech you disagree with. If our new reality is that a president can disappear an opposition protester with no charges filed against them, we are not America any longer. Today it's Mahmoud Khalil. Tomorrow,
took him without cause and detained him, and then extradited him from New York to Louisiana to a district court judge who has been known to rule in favor of the Trump administration 100% of the time. So the chilling part about this is no matter what you think of his views, no matter what your stance on Israel-Hamas is, and this has just been a universal thing, it's been reported everywhere. Usually I try to go a little bit outside the mainstream for my turn, but this is just such a thing. It just can't be said enough. That this is it is intentionally a chilling arrest of a free speech person. And I'm going to do this like this because there have been things that have been very effective against this Trump administration so far. And one of those things is the protests. You don't see them on national television, but you see them on the internet. A lot like you see a lot of the violence in Gaza. You know, a lot of these students, protesters, were angered because they were seeing what was actually going on in Palestine on the internet and not seeing it on the news. And just like that, there's also a lot of protests going on that you see on the internet but not on the news. And it's been a very powerful weapon. Public opinion, a very powerful weapon. So naturally, Trump is going to attack it, right? And this is one way of doing it, and it's sending the message that we do not care about your green card status. We do not care about due process. We can arrest people on suspicion, and we can hold you. We can detain you, and all for nothing. I mean, this guy was not even like an active protester. He went out of his way to make sure that he was a mediator between students and faculty. He was not someone who actively participated in any of the things. To my knowledge, I don't even really think he said anything all that off the wall. He just, believed in Palestine. His right to exist, I believe, was his main crime here. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Nobody believes, who has any belief in free speech, believes this is okay. I believe I believe he will be released. I don't think this is going to go anywhere, and I pray that it won't. But the point is being made that the Trump administration is here to suppress free speech. After running on now that, and again, to the Kennedy voters, here's your free speech champions. Here's your Elon Musks and Donald Trump. Here's your free speech champions. What else they're doing? Attacking the courts. Attacking lawyers who dared to prosecute or look into or investigate them. They're even going out as far as to call firms and tell them not to hire attorneys who worked with Jack Smith. So they're interfering in capitalism as well. So I don't know. Across the board, if you are a conservative, these are just no-nos on every level. And if you are American, an infringement on free speech is insane. An arrest is even crazier. So I don't really give a fuck what you think. Maybe, in the interest of public health, we didn't let you tell people to, let you post on Facebook that you should inject bleach in your veins or take horse tranquilizer to get over COVID, or whatever the fuck else we thought that you should do. But one thing that never happened was none of those people were fucking arrested. None of those people were fucking detained. There is a difference between asking a social media company to please help us stop the spread of disinformation that is harmful to public health, and actively arresting a student for protesting the government, for his political speech. It's absolute insanity, and probably the worst thing, who can say? One of the worst things that's happened this week. So, yeah, it's just that they threaten judges, they threaten lawyers, and now they threaten college students too. They're threatening anybody who might stand in their way. But I think what Canada has proved, and all these countries have proved, and Senate Democrats, I hope, learned today, is that when you stand up to these fucking idiots, they back down fast. They're fucking pussies, every last goddamn one of them. That is what they don't want you to find out. That is why they are so scared. This is not a show of power. They went after this guy. It just shows how fucking afraid you are of people. So don't stop. Don't let this slow you down. Keep being loud. Keep saying what you need to say. Keep marching. Keep blacking out businesses. Keep doing whatever you need to do. Do it all. Do as much as you can. Throw it all at the wall. And don't let these people show your free speech. It turns out that the GOP wasn't worried about free speech at all. They were just concerned that they couldn't use the N-word or the F-word without being called an asshole. That was what they meant by free speech. They just wanted to be able to use slurs with impunity. That was their only concern. Tony Hinchcliffe, by the way, getting the guy who made the Puerto Rico joke at the Nazi rally in the Madison Square Garden, three-show deal with Netflix. So, just, party is all about free speech. It's all about freedom to express your hatred. That's the only speech they give a fuck about.
The same group that will tell me that kids should be shot in schools because the Second Amendment is not to be infringed will tell me that they are doing nothing wrong by arresting this man for using his freedom of speech. The same people that tell me that we have to teach our children lockdown drills in schools because every American deserves to own a gun are the same people telling me it's okay to infringe on somebody's freedom of speech.
Yeah, and if you read the two amendments, the one that is very clear and very important is that first one. You have to think about, this came out of a period where, they wanted to break away from this idea of a monarchy where you're being told every day what the truth is, what you must believe. There's one message, That's not the point here. The point of free speech is to make sure that every voice has say. You know, Congress is Article 1 powers for a reason. The voice of the people is supposed to be superior. It's not. They're not co-equal branches of government. Co-equal is not a word. It's Congress and the people first. It's we the people. The executive is just a person who works for the people. That's it. This idea, this novel idea of a king in the United States of America is ridiculous. This country was founded because we don't like tariffs and we don't like kings. You know, I don't know what people fucking learned about the Boston Tea Party that wasn't about tariffs, but the fuck started the whole goddamn thing. So, you know, I just, it's just stunning to me. Stunning. That's a great point, though, about the Second Amendment, of course. You know, I'm hopeful. I do see signs that this thing is cracking at the edges. We're not going to reach those people that are so codependent on him that they base their life around him. It's just never going to happen. But it's cracking at the edges.
You just need to, like, just let us win over fiscally conservative Republicans that still have hearts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if we're gonna increase the debt, let's not do it by giving tax breaks to billionaires. Let me drive this home because I don't think I have this episode. Tax breaks to billionaires, increasing the national debt. Why not fucking just feed the hungry and clothe the naked? It seems fucking so simple, dude.
Especially.
That sounds like, yeah. That sounds so great.
Right.
That's crazy. That sounds so religious.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Insane.
It does, doesn't it? They're not interested in that kind of religion. They're interested in medieval crusade religion. That's why I got no respect for other Republicans at all. These ones that are pretending like they're not. Like, if you're on board still, man, if you're still on this bus, bro, you're a fucking fascist. I don't give a fuck what you say you is and you isn't. Like, that's... You are. You just are. Alright, let's take another break. Give room to a future sponsor. But not Target. Speaking of hypocrites, trying to play both sides all the time. Well, now you got no one. You fuck with your Pride Month, you fuck with Black Business Month, you volunteer your soul to the idiot who's finishing off bankrupt you, and you deserve every fucking minute of it. I remember working for you when you made us sit through anti-union propaganda for hours, giving us cold pizza for compensation. Fucking Domino's pizza at that. Sick fucks. You offered me a 12-cent raise after a Christmas season a decade ago. I mean, I really thought about killing myself over that. Yours was one of like the most pretentious businesses to ever existed, and I just pray that your demise is final. May local stores spring up out of the ashes of your fucking toxic ass. We'll be right back. Check out our newsletter on Substack. This week, Elmo joins the union, so should you. Time for the meme game. Let's start with Brad.
I can hear the speech coming. I can hear the speech.
Alright, so Brad gets out, he golfs one time, sees the pressure, over. Done with.
Just that, that's how it happens, bro. So now I just got regular depression.
Yeah, back to that normal baseline depression. Just regular depressed.
Yeah, it's just, don't get me wrong, the winter is terrible.
Yeah.
For anybody that just gets a case of the frownies every once in a while, dude.
Yeah.
The winter be having me in a bad spot.
Good news.
Every time.
Your depression soon to be joined by a Great Depression. Brought to you by Tes-Slurrrrrs.
I'm telling you. There's just nothing better than 70-degree weather in March and getting out on the golf course.
No.
It really just isn't. It is my happy place.
There is not. It's, you know, you gotta enjoy global warming for what it is. Yeah. Alright, let's go to Jake's. Jake, here we go. Alright, Jake. What the fuck is this about?
I'm not.
What are you reading?
Confused.
What are you reading?
Smut nowadays. You can't say that you don't read smut. It literally happened to me not too long ago. The shit's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. It always happens.
You're chuckling out loud.
Yeah.
I really think that I would rather. There's definitely points in my existence where I would rather read smut than watch smut.
Yeah.
Reading smut, fun. Especially when they do it. Actually, sometimes when they do it bad, it's even better too. I can't even. If there's no bad smut.
No. No. I mean, by definition, it's like it's supposed to be a little bit bad.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's supposed to be sloppy. No, I love it. Man, used to shit when you're locked up and like seriously locked up at like a level 3 or something. Like getting your hands on a little smut book. That could change your whole week. You know. It's good stuff.
I was reading smut in 8th grade. It was called Wattpad, and it was just fan fictions. And there were horny 8th graders writing fan fictions about book series and bands that they liked.
Oh yeah, good on them. You know. All right, not of mine.
I know that they weren't trans in the mice, but I'm gonna say something crazy. Even if they were trans in the mice, I don't care. Because it was for Alzheimer's and cancer research. Okay? If they have to trans every single mice, then that's what they have to do so that they can cure the Alzheimer's and the cancer. If I don't care.
Oh,
The trans mice.
Trans of the money.
We're trans in the mice. We're trans in the mice. I mean, it's just, you know, in its own way, it's almost sweet. Like, I mean, I don't know how this person voted or whatever, but
That's just a southern charm. She's just endearing.
it is.
Trans.
I don't care if they trans all of them, if they're out there curing Alzheimer's. I mean, come on. Come on. It's a great point, though. And it was so cheap. You talked about, like, not understanding what a trillion means. They obviously don't understand what millions are either. Like, they don't understand, like, how much we got for so little, you know?
I still get nickels and dimes.
Still what?
I still get nickels and dimes messed up.
Yeah, well, you're not alone, clearly.
Because why is a dime shorter in name but more? And why is it smaller than the nickel if it's worth more? Poor design.
It is. It is. I mean, coins are a poor design. Our whole system is kind of a poor design. All right.
It's all monopoly money anyway. It's all monopoly money.
That's true.
I want to reiterate that it's all fucking monopoly money. None of this is real.
Money isn't real.
But these are real.
All right, that's.
I will have this conversation with you at any time of my life.
We could. I mean, this has been great, and we can keep going forever, but we can't. You know. So let's wrap up with something good that happening this week. Jake, what do you got?
Well, there's Lady Gaga's new album. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
My mother has discussed again. I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race and White Lotus. Reading a shit ton of smut. And that's about it.
Nice. Not a bad week. Brad, how's your week going? What do you got?
Dude, number one, wife came out of the appendectomy. Great. She's resting. We're home. Everybody's good. The day I took off work originally to go golfing, my wife decided that I would not be golfing that day, and instead I would be taking her to the emergency room to have her appendix removed. So that was, wild. But I did manage to get golfing the following day during her nap. She snuck out for a quick 9 holes, and that was sick. I'm going to Topgolf tomorrow with my buddy for his birthday. Also sick. Leave me with a golf club in my hand. I'm freaking locked in. I'm not doing travel ball this year. I am locked in. You're going to see me taking money from old people all summer.
Oh, yeah. Good. Old people don't deserve it anyway. Good luck. It's better start collecting before they start missing Social Security payments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys know I don't drive, but I got this fucking e-bike. Came in, got it all assembled, and this motherfucker scoots, bro. Scoots. It goes faster than I am comfortable with. Like, it does, like, I can do like 30 miles an hour, and this is on a regular ass bicycle, so it doesn't really feel like, it's a little bit heavier than a regular bicycle, so it feels a little bit safer, but shit, bro, you're going like 30, and the cars next to you are doing like 45, whipping past you, some narrow highways. It's, it's a good adrenaline rush. It's good, man. It's real good. And I'm getting around a lot faster. Public transportation in this country is trash. Trash. So is walkability. And even in the city, it's much improved. But it's still trash. So this e-bike, man, has been so much fun. I just love, I get to go to work. I get to leave for work later. I get to sleep in a little bit longer. I get home sooner. I get to shower before the podcast. Everything's, it's good for everyone. I love it, man. I'm having a blast. Just blasting. I love this thing. I fucking love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's great. It's great. I'm one of those people now. I'm bike people.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Today my dog, there was a guy riding by on a bicycle, and my dog ran down to the road and started barking at him. Well, buddy on the bicycle turned at her and started barking at her, and my dog is a total pussy. She just sounds mean as hell. He scared the shit out of her. She came running back up to the house like he was gonna eat her.
Oh,
nice. It was so funny.
That's
God's work. Yeah, well, it was so funny.
That's hilarious. That's sweet. Oh, man. All right, guys. Thanks for another great week.
Yeah, this is always a pleasure. Hey, real quick, I just want to say to all of you Trump supporters, with the new tariffs in place, I want to let you know that your MAGA apparel will now cost more.
Because it's China. Yeah. I wonder if he's got carve-outs for that, too. That's funny as fuck. Good, I hope it does.
There's a punk band that called that out during their show.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. That was Dropkick Murphys, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of cool. That whole exchange was really cool. I liked that a lot.
Take us home, Jonathan. Take us home.
All right, guys. That's the show for this week. Like and subscribe, please. We'd like to get some merch together to help raise some funds. In the meantime, what you can do is please pledge to on the Substack to the cause. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit the like. It all helps. I'm not really sure exactly how yet. Sue will buy some merch to sell and promote the product. We have some badass logos and design. Pledge on Substack and we'll sell you your first piece of merchandise at a loss to us, giving you 10% off cost. When we launch the paid subscription, you will have access to more of the off-the-cuff stuff that happens in between these sets. So leave a comment. Haters are welcome. Give us a business that deserves roasting, maybe, or a corporation you want to hear fucking fired on. Just say hey. We'll do better next time. I'm John Wardle.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.